Hi everybody, Simply Sweet Gemini here. Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. This is my first video of 2021 and I hope that everyone has started their year off in a good and positive way. So today's video, I just wanted to share with you my coloring discoveries of 2020. And this is a coloring tag that was started by Emma Colors 2020, and I was actually tagged by Jamie's Coloring Love to complete this tag. So without further ado, let me get started. So there were only 6 questions to complete in this tag, and I hope you enjoy watching. So the first question was, what are your 5 favorite coloring supply purchases of 2020? So I actually started my coloring journey in March of 2020. So I could basically say that everything that I purchased was my favorite. But if I really had to kind of whittle the items down, I would have to say these are my top 5. So the first thing that I purchased in 2020 that I really liked are the full range of Black Widow pencils. So I have all the different sets here, including the skin tones. And I found that these pencils just had such a really nice amount of variety of colors, and they perform very well for my purposes. So these were all the Black Widow pencils. The next thing that I got that I really have enjoyed are Stickles. So I know that a lot of colorists have been using these to add some sparkle and shine to their pages, and I've definitely been enjoying these as well for some added texture as well as sparkle effects. So I would have to say Stickles number 2. Number 3 thing that I really liked to get this year was the metallic Sakura Jelly Roll pens. So I really like the gold that's in this collection. I have not tried the Uniball Signo pens yet, but I heard that those are really good too. But these ones have been really nice, very smooth to color with and to outline things. So these are amongst my favorites. The next thing that I found very helpful this year was my Derwent electric eraser. So this is nice because it can get into like really small spots, as well as does a really good job in cleaning up any pencil marks that you didn't really want in that place. So that was number 4. And then my 5th item that I've really enjoyed was the Ohuhu alcohol markers. So I started out by getting the 48 set because I wasn't sure if I would like them, but I ended up buying the 120 set and they have been super good. So the ones that I got are the ones with the brush tip as well as the fine point. And I generally like to use the brush tip a little more, so I found that these have been helpful. It's nice for coloring larger surfaces and kind of doing a more vibrant background, if you will. So those were the 5 favorite items that I had for 2020. So the second question was, what are your 5 favorite book purchases of 2020? So let me clear this out of the way. And this is in no particular order, but I really liked A Million Bears, Beautiful Bears to Color by Lulu Mayo. I really like the art that she does in her books. It's very detailed, but also the patterns are fun to do. And I like how she does a theme. So unfortunately, I haven't really colored it as much as I would like, but I would definitely be working more on it this year. So that's the first one. The second book that I've really enjoyed doing is the Chibi Horror Grayscale coloring book by Jade Summer. And this was my first grayscale book, so I've really enjoyed trying this kind of art out, as well as the images are very cute in this one. So this would have to be my second choice. Book number 3, that was one of my favorites, is the Pop Manga Cute and Creepy Coloring Book by Camilla D'Erico. And I do really like this artist's style of work. Again, unfortunately, I haven't really had too much time to do too many pages in this, but it is on my list of 10 books that I want to complete in 2021. So hopefully I will get started on this soon. So this one was really nice. Number 4 was Fairy Touch of Magic by Clara Markova. And this was my first book that I purchased from the artist. And I really like this one. The art in it is so cute. And just slightly intimidated to get started, but I'm definitely looking forward to coloring some of this stuff. So that was number 4. And then number 5 is Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlson. So I actually purchased all of her books. And I would have to say that this is the one that's got the most favorite artwork for me. Although I like all of her stuff. Sorry, the book is so new that it hasn't even been really flipped through. So yeah, I like the images in this one the most. I'm not very good with coloring buildings and stuff, so it's kind of nice to do more like animals and just the girl figures in this. So yeah, that was book number 5 for me. So let me get this out of the way and we can start question number 3. And question number 3 was, what is one most precious coloring supply or book you have purchased that you never use because it's too special? So I would have to say it's these Faber-Castell watercolor pencils. They're the Alrichters. So I actually purchased these last year, probably around my birthday in May, and they are so new that I haven't even opened them up yet. So you can see the plastic wrap is still on there. They were expensive and I'm not very skilled with doing watercolor work yet, so I haven't really attempted to open this out and try something new, but it's definitely going to be open sometime soon. So that was the expensive supply I have. Number 4 was name 5 new YouTube channels or YouTubers you are most glad to have discovered this year and why. So for me, because again, new to coloring, I've just been looking all over YouTube, kind of looking for different channels and stuff I should learn from. And these are some of the people that I find were very welcoming to me in the coloring community and people who really gave me inspiration to create some different things. So for me, number 1 was Jamie's Coloring Love. She's been a great friend on YouTube, and unfortunately haven't gotten a chance to buddy color with her yet, but anytime I have any questions, she's always so warm and welcoming to answering them. It's been great. Number 2 was Lavella's Coloring, and she is such a sweet lady. Anytime I have any problems, she's always giving me very thorough answers and tips to help me out, and she always responds in a very timely fashion. And she has such great coloring skills that it's great to kind of look through her tutorials and learn from her. Number 3 was Christy Color and Sketch. I love her style of art and I just love the way that she colors. So she has been a really great inspiration for me to do and try different things. So she's definitely one that I'm really happy that I have found. Number 4 was Color Me Stress Free. Oh, sorry, my dog wants to be in the video now. Number 4 was Color Me Stress Free, and I just love how she has all these great mixed media tutorials for coloring. She definitely is someone who motivates me to try different stuff, and I'm very happy to have found her. And she's also super friendly. When I've messaged her, she's always gotten back to me, and it's been nice watching her videos. And the last lady that I found this year was Color with Claire, and I just love her book flip throughs and reviews, and just her coloring is amazing. So I am happy that I found these 5 wonderful ladies in 2020, and I look forward to continuing to search out new YouTubers to get more ideas and things for my own coloring and just to learn and improve. So number 5 was name 3 new artists you discovered in 2020. So for me, my very first coloring book that I'd purchased was from the artist Kirby Rosanis. So I really did not know too many artists until last year. So I would have to say the first artist that I discovered was Hannah Carlson. I know that she's super popular, and she's come out with so many different books now that you have to kind of know her in the coloring community. So I discovered her art. The next person that I discovered was Clara Markova, and I just love the way that she does her images and stuff. It's so cute and whimsical, and it's definitely something that I enjoy coloring a lot. So that was the next artist. And the third artist that I discovered was Mariola Budek. Unfortunately, I don't really have any of her artwork. I've printed off a couple of like PDFs that she offers us freebies from her Facebook group. But she's definitely someone that I would like to purchase more from and kind of support, because she does such gorgeous portraits, and she does really cute images as well, and I would definitely love to practice some of my skills on the things that she has. So that's number 3 for me. And the last question was show your 6th favorite, but does not have to be your best, coloring pages completed in 2020. So I would have to say this was a little hard for me to find. But these are the ones that I chose. So for me, one of the first images is in the Chibi Horror Grayscale coloring book. And I'd have to say this is one of my favorites that I did. So it's a grayscale image, and I decided to do it using the color challenge that Danny Buttons had recommended. So I did this as a Disney bound challenge. So I used the Little Mermaid coloring palette to complete this picture, and I just kind of did it in a different spin. So I do really like the way it turned out, and it was something different to try. So I do like the way that this one came out. Number 2 for me was in the book Nightfall by Maria Trolle. And this is the one that I did. So this was like the little dragon that's in the lotus flower. So I actually colored this using the Faber-Castell Gelatos, and I used some gesso to prepare the page so that I was able to color in it. And I think that it turned out pretty cute. I liked trying a different medium, so that was really fun for me, and I think it turned out pretty nice. I definitely need to color a little more in this book as well. The third favorite page that I did was from Anamorphia by Kirby Rosanis, and it's this double page. So I did this as sectional coloring. I think Color with Claire had this as one of her coloring challenges, and I thought this was super fun to do, and I would never have thought to do something like this. but it definitely helps to make the page less intimidating, because Kirby Rosanis has so much detail in his pictures. Sometimes it's just overwhelming to color everything. So I thought that picking little spots out that I was interested in the images or whatever would help, and it definitely made the coloring so much more enjoyable to do it this way. So I think I'll be doing this a few more times in this book. So that was Anamorphia. The fourth picture that I thought was one of my favorites is from the Coloring Heaven Animal Wonderland Special Edition. So it's just this image, and I'd done this in the fall time. I just really like the way it turned out. Starting to work a bit more on my shading and just kind of having more of a limited cohesive coloring palette. And I did use some Stickles on the ribbons and stuff, so I think that it turned out really nice in terms of the blending and the color choice. So I really do like this one, and it was fun to do. So that was number 4. Number 5 and 6 are from the same book. So, and that was in the Coloring Heaven Dreamtime special. So this was actually the first copy of Hannah Carlson's work that I got before I purchased all of her books. So it was actually very nice to, you know, be introduced to her art through this way. So one of my favorites that I did was this one, and this was one of the first portraits I had ever colored. So of course need to work a bit more on skin tones, but I do love the pastel colors I used, and all of this was done using the Black Widow pencils. And I did use a bit of like Stickles and gel pens just to add sparkle to the page, and I really do love the way that it turned out. So these were kind of nice color combinations for me. And then the other one that I had done that I really like, sorry, let me just find the page, was this one. So this is the image that I did all in Prismacolor Scholar pencils, and I worked on doing the jewels, and it was the first time I'd done a background, like the bouquet background, and I thought that it turned out really cool. And I colored all the background black, so I do love the way that this one turned out. It did take a long time though, and like the Coloring Heaven magazines are a bit larger than the actual coloring book, so it did take a while, but I like the way that it ended up turning out. So that was my 6. And I think I have completed everything asked of in the tag. So if you haven't been tagged, I definitely hope that you will consider participating anyway. This is always a fun way to, you know, review your year and kind of see what you liked and didn't really like about it and how to improve as a colorist. So I want to thank Jamie's Coloring Love for tagging me in this, and to Emma Colors 2020 for originating this tag. So thank you so much for sticking by and watching, and I hope to bring you more wonderful videos this upcoming year. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so and like this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great weekend. Bye now.